So we're here with the COO of LS Travel Retail Asia Pacific, Emmanuel de Place. Welcome, thank you for spending your time with us today.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak to a travel retail business.
Thank you. I'll start off with a question about 2013. It was a very fruitful year for the region, and obviously you were able to expand your footprint in Malaysia, China and India, and just can you tell us a bit more about the successes you had in 2013?
I mean, yeah, 2013 was fruitful, as you said. I think it's a result of the strategy we started in 2010, when we decided to strongly invest into the region, Asia and the Pacific, with our different. Our strategy covers different segments, as you know. I mean, travel essentials with Relay, the gift and souvenirs, and all the concept we bring to airports around travel essentials. The duty-free luxury fashion, which is growing very fast, especially the luxury fashion part for us is growing very fast in Singapore and in China recently. You mentioned China as a big success. Yes, we opened the Shenzhen airport, and indeed it's a really fantastic airport, fantastic stores, 13 of them in this wonderful airport in terms of architecture. So yeah, China was a big opening for us. India, you mentioned it. I mean, we started a partnership in India with TFS, I mean, a leader in food services, in travel retail and downtown. The idea behind is to be able to develop both travel essentials and duty-free. So we franchise to them our relay concept, and later on we hope to be able to develop with them duty-free when duty-free tenders opportunities are coming up. So India is a huge market. We know we have to be patient. We know we need to rely on strong partnership, and we think we found the right partner there. For the rest, yes, you mentioned Malaysia. We indeed started to develop the country back in 2012 with our first stores in KLIA 1, and just recently opened the KLIA 2 store. So it's a fantastic venture in this country, which is, for us represents a lot of new opportunities to come after that. I mean, we certainly don't want to stop with that, and we'll see what's coming, but it's a good start. What else? 2013 was also very fruitful in the Pacific, with renewal of some concessions or extension of some concessions in Adelaide, which allows us to implement the new Alia duty-free concept that we just inaugurated recently as well. The opening of Queenstown last year, again under Alia duty-free concept, which is it's a small store but fantastic in terms of sense of place, local touch, and I think we did great with that. So and there is a full list of new stores that we open in Singapore, in Hong Kong as well, with Salt Chocolate. Very, very busy, but great.
If we move on to perhaps new opportunities,
yes.
Can you talk about any tenders that you may be interested at the moment? There are quite a few major ones.
Yeah, so for the one which are known, we speak mainly about the Pacific. Sydney is coming, and we will be there. We've been in Australia for a long time with an historical business in travel essentials. We certainly want to continue our development in duty-free that we started with the acquisition of DFS New Zealand, DFS Wellington. Auckland is coming right after, and it's also key in our strategic development in duty-free in this part of the world. So after that, Macau, I don't think that we will answer to this tender. It's a very specific part of the very specific geography, very specific territory. So I think we will not be there. Incheon is coming. We are looking at that as well, and looking at the opportunity to answer or not. We don't know yet. Okay.
Well, thank you for answering that. Again, if we touch on the Pacific region, I know that a lot of people in that region have been struggling with the decline of the Australian dollar.
Yes.
I know that you've also had some difficulties. Can you elaborate on that?
Yes, our business, as I said, in Australia especially, was historically based on travel essentials. So it's mainly about the relay store, the Newslink, which is the famous books and press concept that we have in Australia. and also a lot of gift and souvenirs, travel accessories, the concept that we developed specifically for Australia. And that's true that over the last 3 years, when the Australian dollar went up, I mean, we were heavily affected because the inbound tourism was down, clearly. And at the same time, I would say that the print market has declined a lot. The decline was very steep, actually, like in other markets. But all combined, I mean, Australia had really to face challenges. The good news is that it forced us to reinvent our business, to think forward and to really look at what are the new needs of customers, to meet with them, to meet with landlords as well, and to understand what are the unmet needs in all these airports in Australia. There is a fantastic opportunity in this country because the domestic market is booming, I mean, in terms of air traffic and airport development. And now, I mean, it has been a year that the Australian dollar is going down to a more reasonable level, and we see the tourism coming back. So all that combined, I mean, really the in-depth studies we've made about the market and the new expectations, the new trends, combined with this tourism which is back, makes us think that the coming years will be very successful in this part of the world.
You mentioned there about the decline in press, and that led you to perhaps focusing more on travel essentials in the sort of relay stores. Is that going to be a strategy that you continue with? And
of course, I mean, travel essentials is this part of the business where we invested a lot in the past, and we want to continue to invest. We created a lot of brands which are very well known by all the travelers around the world. Relays, of course, our anchor brand, because we operate that brand across, I mean, so many airports in the world, in so many different continents. And I mean, the print decline is not new, and I think that, I mean, with Relay as a brand, we constantly try to think forward and to anticipate the new trends. So we anticipated that decline of the market, the print market, trying to understand what the travelers want today, what the younger traveler also want today, the one that won't necessarily come into a store to buy a newspaper or a book, unfortunately. But we always try to be less dependent on this part of the business, the print products, but also to make our stores less intimidating for the younger customers, and including a lot of new accessories, travel accessories, tech accessories. Of course, a part of it is dedicated to convenience products as well. I mean, drinks, food to grab and go. So the concept is constantly evolving. We believe in the right direction because our stores are doing extremely well, and we constantly reinvent them in order to be, I mean, yeah, to be ahead of the new trends and to be able to answer the new needs that will come in the future. So it does not mean that, I mean, it means that we will continue to invest in that part of the business where we are the worldwide leader, continue to bring to the market new brands, new concepts. We just recently introduced in Australia very successfully Tech2Go, which is our tech accessories concept. It's all about iPhone, iPads, accessories, and a lot of earphones, headphones, and so on. And we became the specialist in Australia for that kind of products in airports. And we are rolling out the concept everywhere. It's doing fantastic, I mean, delivering fantastic results. And we want to continue to do that. Think forward, we are looking now at new segments like wellness, not only about drugs and things you would find in a pharmacy, but also all the supplements, so everything about nutrition, vitamins and stuff. I mean, try to gather that into a very welcoming concept where the travelers in the airport will feel that they can enter and find what they need. So we are constantly looking at these kind of new trends and try to invent new brands and concepts.
gifting provides great motivation for the Asian traveller. And in reports I've read previously, it's been mentioned that it's not been that well executed. Why do you think this hasn't been so in the past, and how do you think that can be improved?
So, I mean, first of all, gifting is not only a motivation for Asian customers.
Of course,
it's all over the world. And that's true that I think this was not at the heart of all the concept that we can see in airports. I mean, it's not only about us, it's when looking at the competition as well. We strongly, I mean, when we always start before trying to come with a new concept or new ideas, always start to understand the customer. So we conducted surveys, both with customers, with lenders as well, to understand what are their motivation, and interviewing brands also. And when, I mean, we discovered that 20% of the motivation to buy in a duty-free store is about gifting, gifts, okay? And when you add to that 50% of the 50% of the travelers entering your store just for browsing, and I mean, it's a fantastic opportunity, we believe. So when we decided to create the new generation of duty-free store with the new Aelia duty-free, certainly we would put gifting at the heart of the concept, because we feel that the new expectations or the unmet needs that the customer expressed were a lot about, one part was about facilitation, so everything that happened in store, and you feel comfortable to shop in a duty-free store in an airport, and also a big part about care and emotion. And in that sense, gifting really become the anchor of the promise to the customers.
Absolutely, yeah. And my final question for you is, what is the company's, well, LS Travel Retail Asia Pacific, the segment's ambitions for, you know, by the end of 2014? What do you hope to accomplish, and into 2015, what do you hope to achieve?
So the strategy of LS Travel Retail Asia Pacific is perfectly aligned with the strategy of Lagardère Services, right? That we express continuously, and we stick to that, which is continue to consolidate our travel essential business, as I explained earlier, inventing new concepts, understanding the new trends and expectations, and coming with new brands and new products. So it's one part, and in this part of the world, in Asia Pacific, we already have a strong base in travel essentials, in Asia, including China, and in the Pacific, and we want to consolidate that, definitely. The second part is about duty-free luxury. So for that segment of the business, Asia Pacific is certainly represents a smaller part of Lagardère Services business, right? We are very strong in Europe. But it's also a chance, because we can tap on their experience, on their expertise, on all the work they are doing constantly to reinvent that business with creating the new generation of stores and so on, to bring that to this part of the world. So we clearly want to develop in duty-free luxury fashion in Asia Pacific. We started in the Pacific with a small acquisition, as I mentioned, with DFS Wellington, and we want to be present for all the big tenders to come, and we hope to win. I mean, we want to be in a position to win these tenders and to bring new things, new concept, new ideas, and a lot of innovation to those airports, Sydney, Auckland, and so on. In Asia per se, I mean, the big tenders are gone now, Singapore, Hong Kong, right? But I think there are a lot of opportunities in emerging markets. Malaysia, Cambodia, Vietnam, Indonesia, Philippines, I mean, are certainly the new markets to look at. And they already invest a lot in airports, in new infrastructures, and we want to be there as well. So it's we have been very transparent on our strategy. It will be either answering tenders or finding partners to develop into these markets, because we are very pragmatic, and we believe that we need to rely also on local expertise and knowledge of the market, or acquisitions. So we are very open to that. And the third, last but not least, the third segment of Lagardère Services is the food and beverage, the food services. So we recently acquired a company in Europe, Airrest, It's one brick in this strategy. We already started before that in Europe to develop a lot of concept in the food services segment with our own brands or with franchise. And we want to develop that part clearly in Asia Pacific. Recently, we made the first step, I would say, with the opening of El Café in Kuala Lumpur Terminal 2. So it's a first step. And we are clearly now, after having studied the market properly and after having fine-tuned our strategy, we are in the process of rolling out the implementation of food service strategy in this part of the world. So it will, I guess, keep us quite busy for the years to come.
You sound very ambitious.
Yeah, it is. I think, I mean, worldwide we are the leader in travel essentials, so we need to consolidate that. In duty-free luxury, our mission has always been to be in the top 5, if not top 3, and the same for food services. So when I mean, it's quite ambitious. We know we will face some challenges. We are ready for that. We also try to bring together the right resources, make the right partnerships as well, and make acquisition when there are opportunities for that. So we are clearly ready for this ambitious target.
Well, thank you for speaking with
you.
TRBusiness and spending your valuable time with us today. And I hope to catch up with you soon.
Maybe
after the tenders have been announced.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.